different actions happen, different things occur to you. Things happen to you that are better on the higher than on the lower. Just good things go your way. Things go your way more. And the more you purify, and the more you cleanse, and the more you bring yourself into alignment. It's all about harmonic resonance. And this is something that Sebastian, who, as you know, is the nuclear physicist who showed up, is a quantum physicist actually, who showed up here yesterday and plays wonderful slide guitar. And he and Claude and I had a very fun conversation at dinner, as you guys listened to. And I hope you followed. His team is working on the same thing that we are working on here, which is quantum energy. However, and they're in full recognition that angels, that angelic forces are involved. This is whatever angel means to you. It can mean alien, it can mean ancient alien, it can mean God's helpers, it can mean messengers, it can mean something unknown from another dimension or from this dimension or from a higher, whatever it might be. The word angels applies about as well to about 300 different species of something as alien does to off-worlders. Off-worlders, there's about 300 different varieties of off-worlders on Earth, living on Earth right with people. You can see them, you can meet them, you can talk with them. I've spoken with many of them. Recently, I've actually stopped a few on the street. We had some conversations, and you would not believe those conversations. I mean, we sat down for one. It was... let's see. Those of you who are, I think Jewel will remember this. Jewel, I'm sure you remember this. When we were sitting at the garden room at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel, do you remember the event? And we were speaking with an elderly couple, elderly meaning they were way into their 60s or 70s. You know what I'm saying? They were barely alive. And they started talking about the Babylonian Light and Power Company having just closed down a couple of days before. And people tried to stop, at our table tried to stop me, but I turned around to them and I said, "You guys off-worlders?" "Yeah." Of course, they couldn't say where they were from. Naturally not. You wouldn't want to do that. I said, "You need energy?" No, we got energy sources, no problem. We're looking for a cutter and a lifter." "I don't have those." "Okay, we'll find them." And they went about their business and they paid their bill and left. But they're living here. They're called changed ones, and they're living here. You could be a changed one. You probably are. Yeah, I'll tell you how you can tell. Am I a changed one? Am I a changed one? I'll tell you how you can tell if you're a changed one or not. And if you are a changed one, you have one whole lifetime to capitalize on it and make it happen and seal it, and, do it. You got one lifetime to do this, to make it actually work. Here's how you can tell if you're a changed one. Did you have a major electrical incident in your life? Sometime in your life, did you have a major electrical shock that just blew the shit out of you? Blew the fuck out of you, right across the room, just folded you in half, or knocked you silly on your ass, or made you tingle all over and think that you were dying of something. And also a buzz with a magnetic field that you couldn't let go of it. Remember that? You couldn't let go. You couldn't pull your hand away from it, or you couldn't pull your... Yeah. That electrical shock sets up something in the Sylvian fissure, which I'll let you find out about on your own. But the Sylvian fissure will break under that shock. Usually it's a particular kind of electrical shock. And it only happens to people who can become shamanic to begin with, who have that talent already in them. You're marked for death, basically. So you survived a shock that you probably shouldn't have survived. Okay? Number two, you have had at least 3 or 4, and maybe many more, near-death incidents where you should have died but didn't. Some weird tweak saved your life. Okay. Third thing, you seem to know more about what's going on than most folks around you, remarkably so. And you may feel very horrified at this and very much alone. very lonely. And although you don't like the idea of his number, what, 4 is this? 3 or 4? Where are we at? 4? Yeah. Although you don't like the idea of dying, nobody does, you're not afraid of it at all. In fact, you recognize the symptoms from some time. Okay? You're a reincarnate. Now, a reincarnate doesn't mean that somebody is reincarnated and somebody else isn't. A reincarnate means that you remember, or at least vestigially, you have some memory of having lived before, having lived another life, or other lives, many other lives. You remember things that you shouldn't remember. You know things you shouldn't know, that you didn't learn in school. You didn't learn in class. You didn't learn by somebody telling you. You didn't learn by reading. You're there, and suddenly you know. For instance, this is one example. You're traveling somewhere. You go on a vacation. You're traveling somewhere, and suddenly, and you've never been there before in your life, and suddenly there's a street, and you walk. You go, oh, I know this street. And then you put it away. Oh, no, I couldn't possibly. How could I know this street? I've never been here before. Erase. Now, if you're one of the changed ones, you will not erase. You'll go, I've been here before. I wonder if I can remember something. I know I've been here before. Past life. Gotta be. All right. Because I wasn't here in this life. When was it? Ooh, shit. I said the 483, 463, 483, something like that. BC. BC? Was this town even here? You walk around town, you look around things, and whoa, I know this place right there. There was a bathhouse right there. How could I know that? I'll check with the locals. Was this a bathhouse? Yes. Holy shit, how do I know this? So that can happen to you, and maybe has happened to you, or is about to happen to you several times as you move about on the planet. And one more thing that you will note, and this is an indication that you are indeed a changed one, and that is you don't have a personal interest in anything. You just don't find anything so attractive that you become obsessive about that thing. Okay? So those are things that will indicate to you that you are a changed one. If you still have some obsessions, you have a way to go, and you need to work on that so you can fit a better lock. So you can consider yourself as a chain of selves leading upward. It's what's called a Jacob's ladder, but I call it a trick track. T-R-I-C-T-R-A-C. Trick track. Ask any French person who was around, who was a child. Any French child will tell you what a trick track is. You know what I'm talking about? The little things that go bing, 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 bing. They're connected. They're little blocks. They're connected by ribbons. Buck, 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 buck. And then you turn it over like this. Buck, 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 like that. Trick track. The trick track. So that you have a system of bodies, higher and higher and higher bodies, more and more refined bodies, and they are actually more micro than macro. They don't get bigger, they get smaller, but when they get smaller, they actually increase in scale, which means that their scale is larger, their size is irrelevant. Don't go there, don't worry about that. Don't wrap yourself around that head. Try to figure this out. Here, watch. You have a body right here. Then above you, on your head, is another body just like it, seated in meditation. Another one above that, another one above that. Buddha, 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 Buddha. Up, higher and higher and higher and higher. Now, what you're trying to do is to purify yourself and elevate yourself and consciousness yourself. Super awareness, super attention, super consciousness, super waking state. Yes. Now, but periodic, where you bolt yourself into a like this, and you drive yourself into a condition of higherness, and that automatically pops you. Just quantum things happen all at once. They don't happen by going from here to there. You're here and then you're there. It's location, not travel. And even travel is point to point. You don't go from point A to point B. There's a million points between point A and point B that you don't see, aren't aware of, and normally never consider. When you travel around a globe, when you travel around a circle, you're not traveling a circle at all. You're not traveling a curve at all. You're traveling a series of straight lines. It's an infinite polyhedron, and there's no way to make it not be that.